It is a beautiful Thursday day here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I really just want to take a time and a break from everything that I'm doing to really just sit with you and speak with you today and really see how each and every one of you are doing over there. It is important that I'm here today speaking with you because we have a great opportunity of talking about something, the importance of company culture. So a lot of people forget about the company culture. And as I said today, I wanted to really just go over with you what company culture is and what it really means to look at what company culture is and why it's important. So please remember that company culture is known as organizational culture. Organizational culture, corporate culture is another way of looking at, or even workplace culture. Don't get confused if any of these terms don't land right away or that you're not familiar with them. They get thrown around all the time, and we just see it as company culture. And everybody has a different perspective on things. Yeah, go figure that. Everybody has different perspectives. See, what's in your head isn't in everybody else's head. And we have to get an opportunity. We don't have to, we could. The possibility does exist that we can actually get into somebody else's world and see what they see and really understand what we see. More importantly, what do we want in our lives? What type of culture do you really want in the environment in which that you work at? If you're the manager, what type of culture do you want within your team, your span of control? If you're the CEO, what do you want within your organization? See, while working for organizations or a company, we notice and look for certain attributes that match the values that we have internally in here, who we say we are, the who you are, you. Who are you? What values do you possess? What values do I possess? And are we listening to these? Are you listening to these? And do they match the company in which that you work at? See, company culture includes the attributes and behaviors of a company and its employees. See, it's intangible. The intangible values and goals a company has determined the operation and the decisions being made within the company. See, company culture is cultivated and repeatable. And we often discuss it on an ongoing basis. See, think about the work environment, your leadership styles, ethical and non-ethical situations that do arise. These things do come up. And overall expectations of the employees have for each other, each and every day, in every interaction. See, there are a number of reasons why having strong company culture is very essential to any organization. So let's get started going through a few of these things together. You know, there is an outline of your identity. There is. There's an outline to my identity as well. Firstly, having a company culture defines your company's true identity, what that identity stands for, what the purpose is for, and what you're up to. See, each one of us are bouncing around, walking around each day, either intentionally or unintentionally. Which one are you? It's how we want to conduct our business and who we really are. Not who we say we are, who are we really? Who do we show up as? You can think of it as your brand, your image, because that's how customers or businesses will perceive you. See, our partners know us best. They know how to perceive us. They actually know our worst and our best. Let me give you an example. If your corporate culture is one that prioritizes settings and meeting goals, your individual workers will be more likely to set and meet their goals. They'll do it. They'll be empowered to do that. It's a good way to set and maintain the direction of your employees. And without it, it's hard to keep your company's values coherent. So your corporate, your corporation adds to your brand. It really does. You know, if you treat your employees well and have enjoyable corporate atmosphere, and it's intentional, it doesn't have to be intentional, but if intention's there, it will happen. Where your bosses aren't always grumpy and you are allowed to take breaks, then your customers will see you as fun-loving and generous brand. That's how it works. There's no mystery to it, and there's a mystery to it. See, you want your company culture to reflect your company's core values, and you want them to be seen of who you are. So don't just make a list of to-do items and meetings and words that sound pretty and good. And do not fake it, because it will be noticed each and every time. Just by you knowing that you're faking it shows up in your delivery of who you are, because that is what you're generating as a human being. This can and will negatively impact you and your company. Think about how your conduct is as a human being. What is your conduct of a business? You know, we went through some trying times over 8 months of deflationary market, and I'm thankful it's over. At least it appears it's over. It has been for us since April, and now May and June, we've been really doing well and striding well throughout this. That's because we got great people that believe in themselves. Their values are on the line. Their identity is on the line. The company supports. Our values are the foundation. And who we say we are and what we're doing, what we're up to. It gives me joy because our people have bumped up against the things that were holding them back, isolated, imprisoned by. And now they're seeing freely what their true potential truly is, what's possible. Not only in them, but in their lives, in this company's life. So I really want you to think about how you conduct your business, how you conduct yourself, how you manage your workflow, how you interact with your team members, and the way you treat your clients. Are they just a to-do item? Your ideal culture identified should be the true day-to-day experience for all your people, all that are involved, with no one excluded and nothing left out. See, a big reason why company culture is so important is that it brings people together as one. One and one really make one. We come together and we're stronger than two. Oh boy, are we stronger. There's an exponential factor to this. See, people together, it keeps everyone aligned. And as we talk about what we're dealing with, we share with our thoughts and we can see ourselves and what others share about with the same thing that we're dealing with. And it's so different when we share because our perspectives are different. See, people are more likely to get behind common purpose when the company culture is more clear to them, where they can actually see themselves in it and it's clear cut. And then everyone knows how to behave and how to work together in the most appropriate way together, each as one. And they will function as a team. And that's all we want. We want that team environment. That's how these people go through a whole season, and then the best team makes it to the finals. And the best team typically wins, statistically speaking. See, the team that put it all together, the team that bumped up against the hard stuff, they're growing as an individual. I've seen it for years and years and years. I've been doing this for 26 years. And when someone really is bumping up against something and I'm there to help them see what they're bumping up against, they can finally give it up and move on from the very same thing that's been holding them away from really seeing what they're bumping up against. Because it's so close to them. It's like it's part of them. And it doesn't have to be. I call it a parasite. These parasites attach onto you, and you don't even realize they're there, and they're destroying you at the same time. You lose your self-expression completely. See, I know you know how to behave. I know you know how to work together. I know you truly know the appropriate way. I know you know how to function as a team. And then it all goes sideways when you see yourself bumping up against things and how you are so important. I know that because I am you and you are me. I see the same thing. See, I have to remove myself and get to nothing to actually see what's going on, to be with, where I am not important. Truly am not. I am just a catalyst for humanity. See, you will be able to pick out toxic attitudes easily from the kind of culture values you have outlined. And if you haven't outlined anything, you will not be able to see these toxic attributes that some may possess. And you may be the one that's possessing them. Ask any top performer, what keeps them at their company? And you'll be bound to hear this answer: the people. And that's what keeps me around. It's our people. It's amazing the work that they do each and every day, the problems that they face. I know the problems that they face. I face those very same problems. And they do it effortlessly. They take it on. And they know people are right next to them to be there for them, or on a weekly basis. They know people have their backs. It's because of workplace culture focused on people has profound appeal to people. It helps improve engagement, deliver a unique employee experience, and it's all about the experience, bad or good. And makes people feel more connected, not only to themselves, to what they're doing, but to the greater good. Seriously, one of the greatest advantages of strong organizational culture is that it has power to turn employees into advocates. Employees want to feel like they do matter. They do. It's just as important to them as a steadily paycheck coming in on a regular, consistent basis. Some may be looking at good benefits. We just celebrated our 26-year anniversary, and I was really blown back by an employee's significant other and how certain things were allowed within our healthcare. And the person I have accountable to healthcare at our company is amazing and really exercises removing this human being's self-worth, allowing one else in the company's self-worth to be first and foremost, where he regards himself really as an absolute. Everyone else is more important than he or she, or however they identify. It's very important to get that conversation. As we move forward, what are you looking for? Have you communicated that? Or are you using that as one more thing to give yourself evidence that your position, you're justified? And your answer is the only answer. See, I can tell you here as a CEO, I know my answer is just an unanswer. It's not the right answer. It's one of 1,000 possibilities that do exist for something. And I can let it go and choose another one. And we'll try it. That is leadership. That is a visionary. See, you see these same people would be advocates for culture in your company if they feel like they are being valued. Your people need to be valued. There is no better way to promote your company culture than to really value your employees. See, the way you can do this is by giving credit where credit is actually due, celebrating the achievements of individuals and consistently engaging with employees. Listen to them. Isn't it nice when you're listened to? I went out to dinner with two great friends last night, two that I've been friends with for a while, brought them together, and we all had a dinner together. And I listened to them. I hardly spoke, and it was noticed. And when I spoke, I took what would be normally a paragraph and did it in 2 words. That, my friends, is power. Allow them to openly contribute and to create a safe space. Team engagement goes a super long way in helping company culture, and that brings us together. And it's so important. An important reason is to have good company culture, and that is attracting and retaining valuable talent. So as we talk about company and talent, did you know that according to research, a company's culture is a big factor for 65% of employees? 65%. That's 6.5 out of 10, right? When they're deciding where to work or why they end up leaving their current jobs, if someone leaves their job because the company's culture is weak and disturbed, then they would be looking for a company that is exact opposite of what I just stated. See, there's duality throughout this whole world. And in that duality, some like it on this side, and some people like it on this side. Some people like it here, and some people like it here. Some are divergent. If you want to attract employees that have amazing experience or would be top performers within an organization, then give them reasons to apply and take that job. But remember, you need to be sure to hire them only if they're culturally a fit. Then go ahead and do that. It also behooves us to really have or be natural for both parties and make them both feel like they're at home. I always call it setting the table. If you could set the table with these employees, they're part of your family. Do it. It's essential for the companies to avoid turnover. Otherwise, you just lose money and time. with a whole lot of rehiring processes going on. And you better have a good rehiring process. So keep your employees happy. You'll be happy. It's amazing how this whole thing works. See, employees who fit in with a company's culture will always be happier and will stay loyal to you. It's just like a partnership, or your mother and father, or you and your children, as they see you as mother and father. See, they will stick around because your company has kept their word, and word does matter, and maintain the right attitude with an inclusive culture. So where does positioning and really placing employees lead you? See, happy employees lead to productivity at work. See, when I'm happy, I am motivated to go in there and do a whole bunch of crazy things. I can actually deal with problems and not get emotionally attached. As I shared earlier, productivity can be possible if the exceptions of both employees and managers are met. An example I can give you is if your company's culture prefers teamwork to handle projects, but a certain individual would rather work on their stuff alone, then they may not be on the same page or be happy at all in a team environment. See, the way around this is to build a culture that has the best of both worlds. There should be, or could be, the possibility does exist, be a balance between the individual needs of the employee with what the organization is actually trying to accomplish. See, there's a healthy balance, and it can produce a relaxed atmosphere as well, because we really want that relaxed environment. I don't want a stressful environment. You can have fun working in an environment, but also know when to get to work. I always leave some time to really get to have a relatedness and find out where people are personally before getting in the business. See, everyone is just happier to get that work done and help each other out when needed. So, if one is happier at work, that means that there's also an impact on the company's employees' well-being and mental health. See, a company's culture could be better off in creating productivity when there is a supportive manager, flexible working options, and growth potential for each and every person. See, you can provide the resources and tools for your people to succeed, and they will get the company to its end goal as well. So what I like to do right now is just take a moment. We really went over a lot today. And as we go over a lot, there may be some questions or comments or concerns. So let's go ahead and get out there and see if we do have anything out there. We'll go to the first one. Let's see what we got here. I got company values. Thank you. Company values wants its employees to behave and perform in a particular way, then values must be defined. Yeah, values must be defined. See, we must identify and say what they are. So if I go ahead, what was the one thing I remember? I think it's called Comstrap. I think it's called Comstrap, and I might be off. I mean, I'm just going off, and I may be completely wrong. These are the little like shoes that you put on the bottom of your boots or shoes when you're going through ice, so you don't slide. They have like really deep knives on it, spikes. So if I were to say the word Comstrap and you don't know what it is, A, I make you feel, I don't know, stupid maybe, if that's how you're feeling, or like there's something that you don't know, make you feel wrong, not educated, right? There's something that goes on over there. So if you put values up and it says integrity and if people do not know what integrity means, you have to define what that meaning is. Because what I say the word is and what Webster says it is might be there might be two different perspectives. Give me three different people and give me one subject, and I will give you three different perspectives because that's what happens. And it's all a perspective. It's how you see the world. And then there's how I see the world. We combine those in sharing, we have a new way that we could see the world. So, next question. But if we seek to be objective, then it means that there will need to be sufficient research done. Well, we could do research and we could identify really what is it that we're out to change? What is it that we're out to change? And that change, is it going to be better? And once we change it, we now have empirical evidence that we can use as a baseline. And as we bring in this new data set, this new data set will say if what we did was good, better, different, no change. And it takes more than just one time trying. It takes more and more and more to get that experience. And better yet, to have it realized. Yes, the subjectivity. I love it. So with all that being said, I'd like to just really bring this into a wrap because it's going great. So I really want to conclude this afternoon, this live session, by thanking each and every one of you for joining me today. As discussed with you, the importance of company culture, and so important. You want to be aware that what your company stands for, and how it wants to be perceived by the stakeholders and the people that you have championing it. Like putting on a live stream, it's been a while since we did a live stream. We had a couple projects going on, and it really takes a team to make these things happen. I mean, Amanda really helped out a lot with me being a stand for all of you today. And having an outline that she puts together and that we follow is so important. It makes my job easy. It really does. I just have to show up. Speaking here in front of you authentically is not a problem for me. It happens because of things in the past I was able to bump up against and solve those and be okay with it or change it. See, this outline provides the guidance for the type of employees that you would like to work with, and for the employees to understand what is expected from them. If you just let the employees run away from everything they keep on bumping up against, you're going to be in a world that is not good, not the world you want, and not the world they want either. See, the world that we want is uncomfortable. Us as leaders need to be there as cause for our employees as they're bumping up against those things, and not let them just take the easy path. We want to do that. That's a natural humanistic thing. It doesn't diminish the person that wants to take the easy path, because there's days I want to take the easy path. I just have to see what I've declared. What's the world I'm walking into? What's the world I'm creating for myself and others? It's not easy. So keep your employees happy so that they can stay with the company long term. And if all is well and team members are happy, then your company can see success like no other because of their increased productivity. So does the company work for you? Or do you work for the company? I want to say that's a two-way street. See, the company needs to listen to what you have to say. We hire great people to tell us what to do. And there's times that the company's telling us what to do. The company is working for, or the organization you run have the type of company culture that you connect with. Is that there? Is that what's running? I hope so. I know it is for me. Do you wish it were better or different? And if so, what would that look like? Listen, if you enjoyed this, if you made it this far, leave me a comment. There's more comments there. I saw that, and I will answer those after I get off. Thank you very much for being here. Let me hear your thoughts, your questions. I'd be happy to answer them. Hope you enjoyed today's session. Have a great week, a great weekend. God bless, and be happy. Thank you.